Hey everyone, this is Faceful Fail here. I'm going to be bringing you some tips and tricks for grinding out those tricky Inferno guns and getting some armor to help you actually play missions on Inferno. Because Inferno's a nightmare, but fun and rewarding. So, there are requirements for doing these grinds, namely if you want the armor one you have to get to level 67, I believe it is. Yeah, 67 extraterrestrial riders. If you want the very short form of it, play it on easy and just run. Just go. You can get it down to 2 minutes. You can go through it real fast. You're going to get, give or take, 10 armor a run kind of thing. But the fact that you can do it so fast just magnifies that. The requirements for the Inferno weapons, though. That one's a bit more steep. To even play on Inferno, you have to beat the game, which means beating mission 110. After you've done that, though, you get just a fresh hell. You get the biggest, baddest pains, and it's just, it hurts. But then you get the biggest guns, right? You get the stuff that absolutely nukes cities, which is fun. And then you can nuke your friends, too. So, if you want to do that, I'm going to be showing it with the Air Raider because, in my opinion, it is probably the hardest class to do it with. It's just, there's no great way to do it. Namely because your airstrikes are going to be the most effective thing, but in using it, you're going to also have to drive around at the end to actually pick stuff up. So, the stuff I like to bring into this is the Suppress Gun GA. It's the only penetrating weapon you have as a Air Raider that can really do anything. If you really wanted to, you could use your little ZE guns, but that's going to be very, very slow. So I would not recommend that. The Suppress Gun you can get up to this point is the B2 and GA. There's probably a level 21 in there, but I never ended up getting it. If you do not have the Suppressed Gun GA, you can get it anywhere from level 62 to 82 on hard. It's a huge window, so just find the map you're most comfortable with and just go for it. I'm not going to use the bigger, badder one that you can get from this mission because you wouldn't have it if this is your first run. The first run's always the trickiest. After you've done that, you get more comfortable with it, you get better things, it just speeds up every time. The Phobos Plan 4 is without a doubt the best bombing plane you're going to have at this point. I highly recommend it if you can get it. It drops from similar levels as the GA because most weapons have about a 20 level swing on what they drop for your guns. The highest speed bomber is a personal choice. It's just nice for picking stuff off that's directly on top of me. It's not amazing and you can definitely do without it. I'll use it maybe 2 times, give or take, and it might kill 1 or 2 things. And then with the Grape, I highly recommend the Grape. It is fantastic because its speed and health mean if you have only 1 gamma left at the end of the mission, it's not going to be able to kill you realistically. You would have to sit there and let it hammer you a good 20, 30 times kind of thing. So, every other class, it doesn't matter as much. There are so many options for weapons that have penetration in terms of Wing Diver, Ranger, and Fencer. Ranger, use any shotgun. Absolutely any shotgun. Wing Diver, you have an ungodly number of weapons that are good at close range. Take your favorite one. Fencer, you have your... what do you call them? The spears. Use your spears. Can you tell Fencer's my least played class? So, getting into it though, we're going to go all the way down to level 87. And we're just going to get into it there. At the very beginning of this mission, we are not going to fight any of them. We are going to run for our lives all the way to the right. There's a handy dandy little spot that makes you almost invisible in this map.
Stay alert.
Now then, from this mission, you can get level 64 to level 91 guns. That's almost the highest tier you can get in the base game. Considering in the base game they only go up to level 95, which is dropped from the last, like, 2 missions or 3. Not 100% off the top of my head. And this grind is incredibly straightforward. You can do it with your mind off, so I highly recommend just putting something on in the background and waiting.
The monsters are falling into the veil. The veil is not deep enough.
So,
climbing up.
there's going to be zero threat for a little while. It takes a minute or two for those fencers to actually get killed. And that's just what we're waiting for. In the meantime, I'm going to show you a couple fun facts that you can do with the phobos. This is... sorry, it's taking a lot of my attention to just keep rolling. Now then. When you're here, the AI takes one very, very tight track to kind of get towards you. So I'm going to show you which that track is. Every wave is going to go along it. So if you drop a bombing run over top it one way or another, you'll hit all of them. But the area you want to be is right here. It's this little patch of land right there. Ignore this rock for the most part. It is destructible and is going to get blown up the second that the gammas actually start charging me. So what you want to do if you're one of the classes with a longer ranged penetration gun, you can sit right about here, kind of want to line up with the rock, aim at that corner, and you just keep firing. That's all you have to do. And then, as a aerator, I recommend hiding much further back. The range of this suppressed gun is about 30 meters. Oh, the fencers have died, can you tell? And I'm going to hide back here for a second. So, the one track that the AI likes to take is right along the river here. So if you look at the leftmost path, you're going to see some of the balls here coming along. They just throw right down that path. So if you kind of line up like this, and then you just let go. The Phobos is a bit interesting. It's not going to drop right where it begins. It drops a couple meters in. So you want to make sure you take that into consideration. And it paid for itself. Perfect. I'm not actually going to use it here though, because there's not enough of them left to really warrant it. And this is all you have to do. You just chill. It's 3 waves of this, but you can make the other waves go much faster by dropping the airstrikes. The only downside again is you're going to have to pick up anything that you kill that's not in this corner, because most items are going to drop right here. Everything else though I'm going to have to go for a little drive, which is fine. I usually pick up the weapons that are dropped by the gammas the fencers kill anyways, even if I'm playing as ranger or something else, even if it's not the most efficient. In my personal experience, of the 4 boxes that they usually drop over there, there's usually a weapon. And when you're only getting... oh, second wave. Oh god. Second wave pops up right to the left, right over here if you see the arrow. So you just want to line up the bombing run, just kind of... just like that. Oh, I was super late on calling that one, but it's still going to get half the wave. And there they go. So, with the high-speed bomber, if you really want to use it, you just kind of drop it right on top of your head. And hope for the best. It's not going to kill you because they're hiding in this, under the rocks. And the high-speed one is just a strafing run, so it's not actually explosions. Luckily, with the 3rd wave, we get a nice audio cue that's super hard to miss amidst all the sounds of bouncing and splattering. Holy the... this suppressed gun is really bad, I'm not gonna lie. If you can get the other one, it gets 2 shots and a shorter reload time. Or if you grind out this one, I guess you can make it better, but I don't think it's worth it. You're never going to use a suppressed gun in any other map. At least I really doubt it. I didn't even know it existed until trying to do this. Yeah, yeah. Need to actually be able to see. No! Come back here and die. Okay, so I'll get a minute to breathe here in a sec. I can show off the last wave here. Oh, not quite that view. Let's try this one. Uh-oh, I'm gonna get bonked. They're gonna come right between the 2 hills here, like this hill and this hill here. So you just want to run the bombing run from back here, straight down there. Come on. Come on. Fight me, you cowards. Says the man in the hole. Okay, starting to approach here, so... like I said earlier, the bombs don't drop right where the arrow is. They drop a little bit back, so I'd actually want to pull bomb run back a tiny bit. No. You want to wait for the first couple to come through, and then you just drop it like that.
Heading to the air above the target. Go!
Yeah. As air raider, you have to pay attention a little bit more so you can actually drop your air, your bombing runs and everything.
This is Phobos, ready to attack.
It is so hard to think and talk with all this noise, so I'm not. It's just. It is painfully loud. And all it is squishing and bouncing. I hate the gammas so much.
All bombers, commence attack. Target confirmed. Machine gun fire. Start.
If you want a little trick, at least I'm pretty sure all of the airstrikes, they start directly on top of you, so if you just pull it back a bit, it'll line up perfectly with where you're aiming.
This is Phobos, preparing for the next attack.
Alright, Phobos. I don't think I can really drop this. Uh-oh. Okay, good. Woo! Accidentally switched weapons there, and I dropped the smithing gun. I thought I was about to bomb myself into next year. Keep shooting. Just make sure to keep an eye on how many dots are on the map. You don't want to accidentally kill the last one and then, you know, waste the 2-3 minutes. What do we say again? Okay, waste like the 5-10 minutes. This grind is substantially longer, but it's also more fun than the other one because you get guns. Like, armor's neat, and like it's necessary because some of the things in either the DLC missions are just they do so much damage. Okay, let's call this in.
Airdropping begins now.
Whatever vehicle you get, you can just drop it directly in front here and then just climb into it the second it hits the ground. Even if it lands on top of the rocks, it's gonna like wedge its way down in here. Eh. Okay, got 3 more balls left. Nope. Okay, maybe not this. Oh.
Designated coordinates. Just get on the vehicle.
Okay, good. Go, 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 go. Oh no, there's one right in front. Oh, it's just a corpse. Go, 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 go. Ow. Just don't underestimate them. They can and will stun lock you and just deal hundreds and hundreds of damage if you let them. I learned that through countless runs. Now you can see the life of the grave here is already at 2,000 instead of 4.5. So they did like 2,225 damage, give or take. In the time that I was just trying to get into it. Heck, that one just did 200 damage to me. Whee! So you get to do the fun little drive of picking up a bunch of stuff. Kind of feels good. You get to like acknowledge the fact that you blew up. You just blew up all the cameras. Because these things, they're gonna pick on you the entire time you're playing the game. They're gonna bully you. They're gonna hit you, and then you're gonna ragdoll down a mountain for like 2 or 3 minutes straight. Forced to just kind of watch it roll back and forth as it like gets ready to hit you again. But nah, this time you get to just sit in your hole with your shotgun and just exact revenge. This grind though, every time you do it, you're going to get a little bit faster, more likely than not. As long as you get something that you can use, you're going to go from level like 40 weapons to level 60 or 80 weapons, which realistically is a huge power spike. Oh no, oh, I'm going too fast. This is fine. This is fine. Nope, almost okay. Yep, nope. And there we go. So, all the items from the beginning will just be around here. Like I said, there's usually a weapon. There's usually 3 or 4 boxes? Depends how lucky you get. I don't know if I've ever found 2 weapons over here, so if you personally don't think it's worth the extra like minute to check, just don't bother. Just immediately kill the last one after you've picked up everything else. Then you get the Spoils of War. If anyone else knows any cool weapon flying locations, hit me up. I will cover them. I did manage to find one that I don't know people really know about. It's in one of the DLC missions though, so you know. Oh, I got a Phobos plan. Oh baby. So you can see you get a little bit of armor, which is nice. You get level 88, level 66. The range is 64 to 91, so you can get most things. I feel like there probably are a lot of weapons in the, what is it, 91 to 94? 95. 95 is the highest you can get normally. There's probably plenty of weapons in there, which is kind of a reason to do the last couple of missions over 100. But if you can't do any of the missions between, what, 87 and 100, don't bother. Most of these levels down here drop the same things. It's only really when you get up above 100, like when you're into 101, this is when it spikes up again and you can get newer weapons. And then from like 101 to I think 107 or 8 is around here, they all drop about the same stuff, and then it's the last couple missions that again has that last little spike to give you level 95 guns. So if you, when it comes down to it, the level 87 farm here is probably your best bet to get weapons pre-DLC, just because it's so easy. If you have a good crew and you're playing online, feel free to just go for it. Like, if you want to play the other missions, it can get very, very monotonous just hiding in a corner and firing a shotgun. So, like, pick and choose. There's a chart that, if I remember, I'll put in the description. It has, like, a little... It's just a very basic little chart. It tells you what maps drop what weapons on what difficulty. And then, as for the other grind, I'll switch over to Ranger, because I feel like it's the biggest pain to do. And I'm going to get the probe because it's a huge pain to actually pick up boxes from underneath aliens. What you want for this one is a really strong assault rifle or shotgun. It doesn't matter. If you have one of each, go for it. Just pick whatever your gun, like whatever gun's your favorite. And then go all the way back up here to 97. Just getting into it. Assault rifle because it's really, really strong. The sniper rifle I'm not going to touch this mission. The probe is for picking stuff up. If you're air raider, you can use your vehicle and just drive through the corpses. You'll have a perfect time to actually drop your vehicle too. As for fencer and wing diver, they usually have less problems actually picking stuff up, because I'm pretty sure fencer can just go straight through everything, it doesn't matter. In wing diver, you can just hover and then use a dodge roll to pick stuff up. And then this mission, we want to do 67 on easy. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to do, actually. I will admit that. Normally what you want is your secondary weapon to be something to kill yourself with. Strike! And go! What you're going to do is leave one of the super heavy aliens alive at the end of the mission. You'll kill yourself, and then you have the option to restart. It skips the loading screens, and it stacks up all the armor you've picked up, so you can just keep killing yourself and restarting. I personally use the C4 to do it. Just erase everything. On easy, you'll be surprised how weak these guys actually are.
Aliens, 3 to go.
This assault rifle, I think it's 300 damage a shot
2 to go.
at its closest, and then it only takes 2 shots to actually kill everything. These first aliens, what you want to do is you want to kill them as fast as possible. You want to pick up all their items at this time, because the drop ships are going to take a minute to actually land.
The landing ships are
Perfect time to pick stuff up. Here you can see the probe being useful. I don't have to jump on the bodies or like flail. I don't have to wait for them to despawn. I just have to run past them, and I'm going to pick up absolutely everything. Heck, I don't even have to run. I can roll if I want to. These guys here, they're just going to drop right on the other side of that. Those boys are going to drop on the other side of the bridge. Wait for the drop. Kill them before they hit the ground, because why not? These guys suck. You probably have plenty of bad memories about them on a hard. Oh, yes.
If more of them keep coming, we'll be annihilated soon.
If you have low enough armor, I'm sure you can use one of these guys to kill you. Or if you really want to, if you play on, say,
Enemies have landed in
normal
North
instead
America
of easy,
and China in great number.
again, you can
We might
probably
lose
have them
most of the
kill you.
strongholds.
Those aliens.
One more
So,
remaining.
you'd leave one alive. Then, as Fencer, you get some real big booms. Wing Diver might have a bit of trouble killing itself, but Air Raider, Fencer,
heavy infantry?
Ranger, there's zero issues. What I do with the C4 is I plant a line of it, because it blows up first to last. So you place one there, one here.
And they
Then you
took
just
control
stand
of many of our
right here.
strongholds.
The first one blows you up. The second one blows up when you're flying backwards. Same with the third one, they just chain kill you. And then you just restart the mission.
Our attacks are
On a good run, it takes about between a minute, 2 minutes to actually clear this map. And killing yourself is probably worth it, just because it gets you back into the mission so fast. You skip this whole screen, you skip the 2 loading times, you don't have to look at all your weapons or anything, you just go, go, go. So I'll just demonstrate it real quick. And it doesn't matter what mission I'm on. So, it also helps too, because your health will not increment between missions, it'll only increment after you're done. It doesn't get harder to kill yourself every single time you play.
That anchor is dropping down!
So, trying to kill yourself on easy is a bit harder because you take way less damage. But what you do is just plant a line, stand behind the first one, detonate, and there you go. Because of the chain effect, they just all launch you and kill you. The less health you have, the easier it is. You don't have to do anything fancy like that. But you just do that, you'd instead retry the mission instead of restarting it, and then you just keep going. That grind sucks. I personally try to avoid it. I would recommend playing online and just trying to complete the campaign online instead. You're going to get a lot of armor doing that. You'll get like 1,000 give or take. If everyone's working together, you have to try some missions, whatever, you're going to get even more. So I'd focus on that before anything else. There's probably better missions for the armor grind, like if you're really comfortable and you just pick, say, one of these first missions has a lot of aliens. I know for a fact Plains Conflict has an insane amount of aliens. And there's also this one, Encounters of Return has a decent amount of aliens. For armor, it matters significantly less what mission you're on. The other one's just super handy because it only takes 2 minutes and you're getting like 20, 30 armor every time you do it kind of thing. So like, it is reasonably quick. But you can do it on any mission that has a lot of aliens. They all drop armor. It just depends how much time you're willing to sink into a mission before it feels like it's too long. So, that one matters a bit less. Those are my 2 super basic missions for actually grinding everything out. They're ones recommended by Steam users. Actually, I'll just double check so I can give them the one user that I got it from credit. He has a little guide on the EDF Steam page. Let's see here. You guys can't see anything, but I'm bringing it up. It was user... not him. It was Dupa. There's an EDF 5 general guide and info, and at the very bottom, he has a little section for farming. Now, if you have any suggestions for better missions to do any of this stuff in, again, let me know. I'd love to do an update video. I've got one more video that I'm going to put out probably the same day. It's going to be grinding the DLC missions. I have one mission that I can do it on, as you can tell by the MA9 Slade. It takes time, it takes effort. If you want to do that one, you're going to need a big assault rifle, you're going to need a big sniper rifle. So, this has been Faithful Fail. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoy the tips, tricks, yeah, good. I'm happy I got to help.